Did they get
When
lost?
Disney tells the teacher
Yeah.
that got lost in the groceries, that got lost in the store, and they accidentally hit a shelf of pillows, and all the pillows fell.
Whoa.
And then the shelf was unbalanced, so it fell right on top, but she survived.
Oh my
And her
goodness.
mom got
That's
her right back
crazy.
home.
So, does anyone know what this is?
No, I worked
Raise your
in
hand.
that.
A bubble map. That is really close. It does the same thing as a bubble map almost, but it actually compares two things. So this is actually called a Venn diagram. So whenever you use a Venn diagram, you can put something on this side. So I want to compare the two stories. So what would I put up here if I want to compare both of them? So I'm going to compare this is one thing and this is the other.
As a kid.
So as a kid, so I want to put, let's put the Little Red Riding Hood over here. Red. This is fast, right? And then let's see. Well, I'll just name my story Miss Johnson's story. Okay, so can someone tell me something that was the same with both of those stories? So there's Little Red Riding Hood.
They both had lessons.
They both have lessons. That is very good. So lesson. All right. So they both have lessons. Vanessa? We were both a kid. That is very true. All right. So we're both kids.
You both got lost. I was about to say that.
Switch colors.
All right. So we're both kids and
We both got
It's
we
not.
both got lost. Lost.
Ah, there you go.
Is that better? There
Yeah.
you go. So lost.
you got in trouble.
I got in trouble. That's true. Did we both get in trouble?
No.
No. Do you think her mom's mad when she got home?
Yeah.
I would be pretty
I
mad.
don't know,
But you're right. So I got in trouble.
Whoa.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything the same?
They both was going somewhere.
We were both going somewhere. We both had a destination. So going. So can someone tell me something that was different in either one of the stories?
Oh, that she got eaten.
She got eaten. Yeah, I didn't get eaten, did I?
No. And you would be killed. And you could never get out.
Little
Red Riding Hood. Got in trouble, but she didn't.
She didn't get in trouble. So I got trouble over there. So I'll keep that on that side so we know that she didn't get in trouble. I had to call my parents. That is very true.
Call parents.
Uh,
Or maybe different parents. Did you have your phone?
we had to go to the office of the thing.
Oh.
Call. So I had to call. Hannah?
You didn't get it, but she got it.
That's true. She got eaten. So we have that one on that side.
I said Little Red Riding Hood talked to a stranger and you didn't.
That's true. I did not talk to any strangers.
And no foxes can talk.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. So foxes can't talk, can they? Or wolves, or whatever that one was. So was that story realistic?
That's a real coyote. One for you.
Was that story realistic? Was it real?
No, it's fiction.
Oh, so what is it? What do we call those?
Fiction.
Fiction.
If it was real, it would be
Fiction.
nonfiction. Yeah. And yours is too, so nonfiction.
So does anyone know what we call stories like that? Like Little Red Riding Hood and Hansel and Gretel? Fairy tales. So fairy tales. What's something that's different about fairy tales than other stories? How do we know it's a fairy tale?
I have a big book because it has Once Upon a Time.
Once upon a time. So how they all start with Once Upon a Time. That is very true. What's another thing that's different? Tyler?
I was going to ask you something.
Oh, what did you ask?
I was going to ask you about the wolf sneaked in Grandma's house and gobbled her up and put on her clothes. So
Do wolves do that?
No.
No, they don't do that.
So wolves might do.
So with fairy tales, they're not realistic, are they?
No.
Because Jack and the Beanstalk, does anyone know that story?
Yes.
That doesn't really happen, does it?
No.
So fairy tales aren't really realistic, are they? But they all have a moral, don't they?
Yeah.
They all have a lesson. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's keep that in mind. The end, yeah, they do end with the end.
Wolves don't wear clothes.
Yeah, wolves don't wear clothes.
Yeah.
That would be so weird.
That's why I know all of the fairy tales. I have a big book. It has all of the
All of the fairy tales in it?
Yeah. It's at my home. I still have it.
So we could say that mine was realistic, right? My story actually happened.
Yeah.
All right. So
just
real.
say, naturally, you should say non-fiction.
Basically another word for that. So real, and then Brian. Did you forget what you were gonna say? Okay. No? Yeah. So she got even and I didn't. So they both had. What did they both have again? What was the main thing that they both had? Lessons. Good job. So they both had a moral, correct?
Correct.
And was it kind of the same moral?
No.
No? What was the moral for Little Red Riding Hood?
She got lost.
She got lost. So
And not to talk to strangers.
and not to talk to strangers. So she trailed off the path, didn't she, to get those flowers?
Yeah.
So she kind of
Wait, she got flower, but you didn't get flower.
That's true. I didn't get flowers, but I did get lost, didn't I?
Yeah.
So they kind of have a similar
You went to a
moral,
bathroom.
right?
Yeah, went to the bathroom. You were inside and they were outside.
That's true. I was inside and they're outside. So they kind of had the same.
Had two lessons, but you had one.
Exactly. So they can have more than one lesson, can't they?
No, but one of them. I knew it was scary lesson.
And then can two stories have the same lesson?
Maybe yes.
Yeah. And then can they have different lessons?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well,
But you
today.
had Mom.
Yeah, that's true. And so today, I'm going to have you guys read your own. So today, we are going to read The Hare and the Tortoise. Has anyone ever heard that? The tortoise and the hare?
Wolves can't open doorknobs.
That's very true.
Yeah,
So
'cause they have
another reason why it's a
And
fairy
now we're
tale.
going to a
So
Wolves
today
can't
we're going to
stand
read
up.
The Tortoise and the Hare. All right?
Wolves can't stand up.
I know. And so we're going to read, and I have total faith in you guys because this is a very hard passage. But you guys are so smart that I know you're going to get it. But just in case you don't get some of the words, I'm going to have a word bank up here. So I have underlined some of the words that I might think that are a little hard. So I'm going to have them up here with the definition. And you're going to be working in pairs. So I'm going to have them up here with the definition. If you get to a word you don't know, look up here first to see if it has the definition up here. And if you don't know it still, raise your hand and I will come around and I will tell you what the word means, okay?
Yes, sir.
But when you're reading this, I want you to think, what is the lesson or the moral that is in this fairy tale, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do I keep?
And then, so I want you to think about what the lesson and the moral is, and I want you to write it down. I'll bring around a piece of paper, and I want you as a group to write down what you think the lesson and the moral is, and then we're going to come back together.
We write the same?
Yeah, you write the same. If you don't know, I think you should talk with your partner and see if you can figure it out. And then I'm going to come around, and when I come around, I want you to tell me why you think that. Tell me things in the story, details in the story that made you think that that was the moral, okay? Go back to your seats.
Are you sure?
Yeah.